Hi, everyone. This is a message for you if you are an entrepreneur and you have been suffering from some kind of seasonal sickness, because it is that time of the year. It seems like everybody's coughing or has a cold. And I wanted to share a story with you that's really valuable for helping you to always shift into health and to always be in conversation with your body because it has the most wisdom, especially in helping you direct your decision making in your business. So, I'm going to share my Eat, Pray, Love story with you. And I hadn't even heard of Eat, Pray, Love until it was happening to me. I ended up in Indonesia and then I ended up in India. I didn't really want to go to India, but my logical mind made the decision to go there because I was at the height of my burnout and I needed to recover and I needed to buy some time and I was transitioning careers, and India was simply the cheapest place to be, where I knew I could do yoga and meditation and really, recover my health and spend a bit of time in somewhere that's in a nice climate, while I set my online business up as a writer. And I actually call it my Eat, Pray, Shit story because I had so many stomach infections and I was on the toilet a lot. Wasn't that fun, I'm going to be honest with you. And the lesson that I learned in that moment was, sometimes in the height of transition, it can feel really uncomfortable. You can get really sick and there can be a lot of physical pain involved. And the tips I'm going to share with you are going to help you to make that transition process as smooth and as comfortable and as quick as possible. And the key to doing that, and this is a really, really powerful lesson that I learned, is to listen to your body because it has all the answers. There's a reason that we get sick, right? And, just as our body does all of these strange things, like it produces mucus so it can, get the bacteria and the infection out. And sometimes it can get really messy, but it's the process that's actually helping you to heal and to help you move through to clarity and, feeling better on the other side of things. It's the exact same thing with your, transition in every single area of your life. Just as, getting out of, say, a messy relationship or one that's not working for you, that doesn't feel comfortable, that's not good for you. It can get really messy and really painful before it, finally feels better on the other side when you step into a relationship of more alignment or just, more alignment with yourself. So the exact same rule applies for your business, for the work that you choose to do, the way that you're showing up for your work, the amount of money that you're charging, the clients that you're working with, the schedule that you're creating for yourself, and the things that you're saying yes to. And your body will always create the biggest signpost for resistance and things that are not working for you. So, obviously your business doesn't work. You don't make money unless you can show up and be physically present and able to create it. So your health is obviously the number one most important business strategy that you need to be paying attention to. And there are going to be some very clear signposts as to when things aren't working in the work that you're doing and in the way that your business is currently set up. And most of those are going to be, stress and anxiety related. They're going to be to do with your health and your focus and your ability to show up, how good you feel, how vibrant you feel on a day-to-day basis. So as you can probably hear, I'm getting over a little bit of a seasonal cough. Normally, I'm pretty good at not getting sick ever since back then. When I was in India and I was the sickest I have ever been and I was unable to work for months, that was when I really learned the power of starting to listen to my body and became very sensitive, through continued yoga and meditation, in actually listening and just paying attention to what's going on. Because you're always going to get those early signposts and those warning signals that are going to come up for you, and little aches and pains and, a little bit of the sniffles or feeling a little bit more tired. And if we don't listen to that and adjust our course accordingly, obviously that's, our body is going to start needing to shout louder and louder that the direction that we're headed, the path that we're running on, the beliefs and the processes and the actions that we are currently living our life by is not in alignment with feeling good and vibrant and healthy and, being able to live in balance and in harmony. So it will continue to shout louder. You will continue to get louder and louder symptoms that are going to get worse and worse and more messy until you have no choice but to pay attention to them. And a practice that I learned and that I have used again and again on repeat throughout, this process of transforming my business and pivoting it again and again to work that's more aligned, that feels better, working less, earning more, having more freedom, having more fulfillment, and making more impact, is listening to my body and talking to my symptoms. Because anytime there'll be, a moment of pressure because of ill health, excuse me, if I take the time out to really feel the pain, instead of numbing out, instead of being distracted, instead of pushing forward regardless, then, and I get to ask, what is the message that this pain is bringing me? I always get a very clear answer when I have the courage to listen to that. And a lot of the time we don't want to hear it because the answer is, taking this contract isn't going to be good for you. But our mind is, telling stories like, but then how am I going to pay my bills if I don't take this contract? And it can begin a tug of war. And that's really the art of making aligned decisions from a moment to moment basis in your business, in your life, in your relationships. And the way that we access the clarity around that is always by tuning into our body and seeing how it feels. Does it cause pain? Does it cause tension? Does it cause anxiety? Or does it feel expansive? Does it feel right? Does it feel calming? Does it feel grounding? And so in, really sitting with the pain and actually feeling it and giving ourselves permission to be uncomfortable, that's where we get the most insight. That's where, we really get called to take the most courageous action that always pays off better in the end. And that's really the most important lesson that I've learned from going through, listening to my body is when I do take those difficult actions, even if they feel like it's stepping into fear, like I don't know what the result will be, like it's doing something completely new and different, but it just feels right, it always pays off in the end. And it's always got me to a better place than if I had tried to hold on or to push in a direction that, felt safer or more logical, or, that I had proven had worked for me in the past versus something that I'd never done before. So, our body is the number one signal that sometimes maybe there's a change that needs to happen. And maybe that's a conversation that needs to be had. Maybe that's, a shift that needs to happen in the way that you're working. Maybe it's something as simple and glaringly obvious as you're simply not charging enough for the work that you're doing. So you're not, getting your needs met, or you're having to work too many hours and you don't have the resources and the freedom to really take care of your physical, emotional, emotional and mental and spiritual health, as well as deliver for your clients in the work that you're doing. So these are some big questions that, if you've put that time of really taking care of yourself, really listening to your body, and, taking the actions that need to be taken in order to maintain your physical health and well-being, then you get to listen to the pain of the result of not taking those actions and to adjust accordingly so that you can avoid that happening in the future. And, just anything that's coming up for you in this moment as you're watching this training, what is it that first springs to mind that you really need to be doing differently, that's been, popping up in your head, that it hasn't really been serving you by doing that type of work or having that type of habit around the way that you work or your schedule or your downtime or your self-care. And, it's really about making those incremental shifts as quickly and as soon as you can possibly do it, because it always, as soon as you start to take action, it releases a lot of that pressure and anxious energy that comes when you're not really fully supporting yourself, or you're not fully in, making aligned choices that really support you and support your growth in a holistic and sustainable way. So I would love to hear your feedback on what's been coming up for you lately. And I'm going to be diving deeper into this subject in a free training inside the Big Creative Fun community this week, where we're really going to be talking about energy management, how it's really the most important strategy for you to focus on for your business success, so that you can create that momentum, so that you can stay inspired, so that you can actually, enjoy the work that you're doing and be able to show up in a bigger way and make more impact without making sacrifices on your health and your well-being. So please like this, send me some loves, and share this with anybody who is experiencing some seasonal symptoms, who could benefit from watching this. Thank you so much for watching, and wishing you well, and have an amazing day. Bye.